Welcome to this new Let's Play to the channel. Now, if you're not interested in the introduction, there will be a timestamp in the video description for you to skip forward to onto the actual main campaign map. But I think this Let's Play does need a bit of an introduction because it's going to be the big one, as you can see, and probably from the thumbnail. This is going to be the Western Roman Empire. It's going to be a challenge, and it's a challenge I've wanted to do since the autumn of 2015. This is now the summer of 2016, but CA kind of scuppered those plans by bringing out The Last Roman and the Age of Charlemagne DLC, which has been a bit of a distraction, but I think the time is now right to do this Let's Play, and I think it's going to be fun doing it. But before we get into talking about the faction itself, I want to talk about the mods that I'm going to be using, because I am going to mod this Let's Play purely and simply because if you've watched my pick campaign and more recently the White Hun and Antillean campaigns, you're very much aware that once you get into the late game, because of the climate model in the game, that the map's pretty dead, which makes it very, very difficult to kind of develop an interesting late game. And what I want to do is play this right the way through to Divine Triumph, so I want to be able to have an interesting Let's Play. So I've spent quite a lot of time looking at the mods that I want to use it, and I've kind of looked at other people's Let's Play, what mods other people have been using and what people are suggesting, and I've come up with a list of 5 that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to go through those straight away. Now, the first one on the list is better AI recruitment and army composition. This is a mod that actually kind of encourages the AI not to create armies containing lots and lots of slingers and artillery, and it's actually going to hopefully give more balanced armies, which should make the battles more interesting. So that's that mod. Now the next one is probably going to be a bit controversial for some, and this is double garrisons. Now this effectively doubles the garrisons, not just for the Western Romans, but also every faction in the game. Now the reason I'm using this is that, one, in the early game, when obviously the empire is collapsing, if you're familiar with the game, or the Western Roman Let's Play, this should make the battles a bit more interesting and encourage me to fight more when I want to fight them. And so that's the early game. Now in the mid game, early to mid game, I'm also hoping that if the other factions have got double garrisons, they might be able to put up a bit more stiffer opposition to the Huns, and therefore kind of stop this wholesale devastation of the map, especially through Asia Minor and what is effectively Eastern Europe, so that once we move into the mid game, we won't be spending turn after turn trying to cross desolate areas or repopulate desolate areas. There'll still be factions there that will be worth fighting and conquering, and then of course in the late game, and hopefully there'll be like the Sassanids or some quite major factions around, like I've got in my Antillean campaign. And so there's going to be a challenge. It won't be a case of just, oh well, we'll send 3 armies in, we'll just conquer this settlement, move on to the next one, and we won't be steamrolling. So that's why I'm using double garrisons. I'm hoping it's going to work. I'm not too sure because I've never used it before. Now the next one again picks up on this theme of the problems with the late game, and this is a very simple mod. It's called Fertility +1. Now this just simply creates another level of fertility right across the map, and yes, it's going to give some benefits in the early game, and it's going to make it some of the kind of desert areas, less fertile areas, be a bit more kind of productive, allowing the armies to move through. And this kind of leads into the next mod, which is climate tweaks. Now what this is quite an interesting mod, is because if you're familiar with the standard vanilla game, what actually happens is that in 400 the fertility drops 1, and then in 420, 432, 445, to eventually you get to the point where the whole map is desolate, and you just spend all your time crawling across the map, building the goat pens, or in the case of the Western Romans, cattle pens, I think, just to scrape enough food to keep your regions going. And to me, it's not a realistic model. So what this mod actually does is, in 400 the fertility drops by 1, in line with the vanilla game, so there's that little bit of peak. Then in 420 it drops by 2 to -3, so what actually happens is it's almost like a cold spell hitting hard, which will be a challenge hopefully in that area. And then in 432 it rises 1 to say that the cold spell's over and the fertility's starting to rise, and then in 445 it goes back to 0, so there's a peak and the fertility rises. Now what I will say is, if we get to that point and the fertility is still too rich, I will switch off the fertility +1 mod so that we have the standard vanilla game for fertility, so that will be an option. So that's the 5 mods. Oh, and then the final mod, which I've nearly forgotten, is called Defensorus Romana. And what this actually does, this is a complete reskin for the Roman units, Eastern and Western Roman units, and it introduces 15 new units. It doesn't dramatically change the balance of the game because the new units aren't massively overpowered. It's just there's a little bit of variety there, and I think that might provide a bit of fun for building variations of armies, especially in the mid to late games. So maybe we can have some variations with cavalry and infantry as we go through. The another point related to this is that what we'll probably be doing is kind of recruiting mercenaries to see if we can get a bit of variety that way as we move across the map. So hopefully, I mean, this is what I miss if we've ever played Rome 2 DEI, the whole concept of having auxiliaries and mercenaries in your army is quite fun, and I quite enjoy that mod. One day I will do a let's play on it. But so that's the mods I'm going to use. Now the next part is we're actually going to talk about the Western Roman Empire. We've probably been talking for 10 minutes already and not actually got this far. So we are going to be playing the Western Roman Empire, and the faction leader is Flavius Honorius Augustus. He's probably not a very good leader. The religion is Latin Christianity. Now I'm not going to consciously convert the empire to paganism, but if we go that way, we go that way. It's going to be say how the game flows and the direction that the actual game actually takes us, but there will be no conscious effort to go to paganism, although we will be knocking the churches down at the beginning, but I will cover that once we get on the campaign map. Now the cultural trait, obviously we got this whole section here, but I won't read it. Cultural trait is imperial allegiance. It says the benefits of the empire hold certain appeal, especially to the outside observer. Can levy units from friendly hordes passing through Roman territory. Well, that's not particularly that beneficial because we're not going to have many friendly hordes. Most of them will hate us, but you never know, there might be an opportunity to grab a few units if somebody friendly does pass through our territory. And the faction trait is cultural integration. Men are men no matter their origin. The upkeep costs -2 for non-Roman unit in a military force. Now I don't know if that applies to mercenaries or just the imperial allegiance. That's something that could be there. And you get constant immigration, which can be a problem because immigration causes public order, and they kind of mitigate that by saying immigration public order penalties -50, so they're reduced. So in some ways these are not, compared to other factions, these are not brilliant traits, and they're probably more trouble than they're worth, but we got to live with them. They're part of the game. So it goes here. The difficulty, we're going to play very hard. I want to enjoy this campaign, and I do want to conquer the whole map, so I don't want to play legendary. Yeah, I'm sorry, I do have a slight prejudice against legendary. And the initial challenge down here, you can see an outline of the territory we start with. It's big, I think it's 68 regions, but obviously we're going to be contracting to start with. Initial challenge is legendary in trying to hang on to all this and get everything stable. The victory objectives, they're quite straightforward in the sense that, like this minor victory, we've got most of these conditions already. It's just a question of hanging on to them. We'll probably go for a military victory rather than a cultural victory. I don't know what the Megalus Latin Patriarchal Cathedral. Again, it's a bit of a difficulty there. And then what we're going to go through is for a divine triumph, and which says the Latin Patriarchal See. So that might be a challenge, especially if we go paganism. I don't know if that changes, but I mean the sub goal of this let's play is to basically Romanize the whole map, conquer the whole map, take the Roman Empire across the extent of the whole map. So that is the objective, so let's get into the campaign. I'm not going to show the initial video, so I shall join you on the campaign map.
It was the will of the late Emperor Theodosius that Rome be divided, and this has left you in a precarious situation. Overstretched and desperately trying to protect the Western Empire from barbarian threat, the burden of military and civil maintenance has left your economy in tatters. Public order is waning, so it may be wise to consolidate your forces closer to the capital, ceding frontier territories as a buffer if necessary. Once your infrastructure has been strengthened and the immediate threats dealt with, you will be ready to strike forth, conquer your enemies, and if possible, regain dominion over the Eastern Roman Empire. Build a Roman Empire worthy of Augustus himself.
There we are. We have to build an empire worthy of Augustus himself, so that's the challenge. Now, the first mission is Chapter 1, Preparation. They made ready for war, so you've got to survive until Spring 400 and we get 2,000 sesterces, gold, whatever you want to call it. Now, I think you can do that in this campaign, even though it's got a tough start. The question is how much have you got left when you reach 400, and whether you can keep surviving. So let's start the usual way. Let's have a look at the family tree, see what we got. Personal influence +3, that's not too bad. And he's got integrity down here, which probably not going to be much value from the fact the way I use my understands war and unit missile recruits. Probably not going to be. What was his wife's trait? Authority -1. So he's gained an authority and then he's lost it. Oh well. Chance of having illegitimate children. Well, I think we can live with that. This guy is a political animal. He's got integrity +4. That would be quite useful. And of course, I did check hilarious. Morale when defending. That's not too bad. See what this guy's done. He's a trader. He's got morale when attacking. Oh well, you're not going to be doing much attacking, because I will admit that I'm not going into this turn cold. I've spent some time kind of thinking about it. Cunning +2. That's going to be quite useful. So I kind of know what I want to do here. He's administrator, personal +2, Sextus, hates smelly barbarians. Well, not particularly a very good bunch. I think we're going to start off by shoving you into Liguria as a general here. We're going to get this army back. And of course we're going to replace you because I want you as a governor, so you can gain plenty of personal influence. And we're going to shove this guy in because he's 61 and he's probably not going to live that long anyway. And of course we're going to get this army marching back towards here and the army up here. We want you on your way back as well. Now here I'm going to do a little bit of a dodge because I think this is the guy I want to. What's it here? You're a trader, you get wealth from commercial buildings. Not brilliant, but what I want to do is, if I switch this on, I want to adopt this guy. And I think while I'm at it, Hilarious, Flavius and these guys can go in as military counts, so I can reduce the amount of influence. We didn't check the daughter actually. Let's have a quick look. Personal influence for husband. Well, I think she might be more for providing diplomatic support. I'm going to bring you out here, Commander, and then I'm going to bring you across. You should be able to reach it. If it isn't, it's going to be a bit of a cock up, but oh, and then we're going to merge up this armies. That is hilarious. Yep. And then I'm going to disband you. And if I come back to the family now, you will see this guy is up for adoption and he's returning. Now if you did it the other way round, and disbanded him first, it won't let you adopt him. So that's a little bit of a gaming cheat, guys. So we've got Hilarious down here, we've got other armies down here. Now I've kind of done the family business. What I'm going to do is kind of talk about what the objectives of the Let's Play is going to be. Now, if you've watched some of the really good early Western Roman Let's Plays that were probably a year old now, you will probably remember that one of the biggest problems was always taxation. Now, since those were made, there have been various kind of buffs introduced by patches, and if I kind of go back now, choose a settlement here and show you here, a year ago this would have been 80%. Now they've actually reduced it to 55%. So it's bad, but it's not absolutely chronic. And you can see now we've got a reasonable income here, so I think I can afford to be a little bit more ambitious. So you can see we've got a lot. It's actually 68 regions that we've currently control. We're not going to be able to hold on to all of them, and if I click here you will see the effect of my +1 fertility mod. It's actually now got rich, and this actually kind of illustrates the border that I want to hold. So I want to hold this border if possible, rather than the original thought was you either retreated down to Italia or Iberia and abandon everything else. What I want to do is hold this border, hold Iberia, definitely want to try and hold Africa. Mauritania is optional, but at the same time I want to kind of keep some strong points in these in round Belgium. I'll do it as I go through the kind of check the settlements here, and also out here, mainly to kind of slow up the area. I mean, the one area I'm probably going to definitely just abandon is Britannia, but at the same time I'm going to need to build up forces here. But what may happen if things get really bad, we could end up with defending this frontier, so that if the Picts and the Abdanians get into Iberia and start taking this, we will retreat to use the Pyrenees as a barrier. So that's the thought process. Now, before I get into doing the actual buildings, I've got to do something here. I need to recruit 2 spies, because obviously I've only got 2 spies here. One's a speculator and one's a thing. Well, it doesn't make any difference because I only want both of them. I'm not going to be recruiting these to kind of spy out for my armies. I want them to get a bit of experience, and then what they're going to do is come back in here and help fight corruption. Now, the biggest thing in here is, if I go to this one here, you will see the biggest impact here is -3 public order, and this is with a small amount, -25. If I come down to some of these ones like here, you can see I've got -14 public order. So the number one priority has got to be food. So what I'm going to do is kind of flip through the settlements that kind of need food. Now this one's going to be one that I'm probably going to be letting go, so I'm going to be knocking down. Now I'm not going to be knocking down all the churches, which is again another thought process. Like I said in the introduction, the plan is not to go directly for Christianity, paganism, sorry, bit of brain fade there. It is to see how it goes. So what we're going to do is knock these down. I think we might as well hunting lodge in this area. I mean, there's a good chance in Severia these won't get knocked down first time, because if it runs true to form, the whatever they called over here, the quadrians are going to come rattling in on us. Now, what I am going to do is leave this area here. I'm going to knock the church down, but I'm going to leave this garrison here, and the same with this one, because these are going to be what I was going to say. These are going to be my kind of northern stronghold. Magna Graecia, you've got a food issue straight away. I'm going to leave the church here, but we're certainly going to knock down the military things, and we're going to take down the taverna. Tavernas introduce the problem here, and what we're going to do straight away is get a little bit of food into there, because this is going to be, this is where I'm more interested in. Biatica's got the same problem, so I think I can just squeeze in some food there. We're going to knock down that here. I'm going to leave the forum. I'm going to leave the military buildings, actually not the military buildings, the industrial buildings here. I think we're going to take you down one just to take the pressure off. Yeah, I think we're take that down because we're going to need the sanitation for area here. Ventinia, that can come down. We're going to leave the trade jetties because the sanitation's good, and get rid of that. We're going to get rid of the military jetties because Anguilla's going to be one of my main anchor points. This is going to have to be a cornerstone defence, so I'm going to keep this area up here, but because I've got double garrisons, you can only have 20 units, and that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So I need to get rid of the military garrisons so that I can take this up a level. I can leave this where it is and we'll be okay. And then we got Maximus Sicorium, this can go, that can go, and that can go. Again, Argentorum is got a very, very powerful garrison, but I'm going to knock it down one, purely and simply just to get the cash, but at the same time it's going to be useful. I think we've got sanitation here. I think we'll leave the fountain in just at the moment. Attila, again the church is going to go, and I'm going to just knock down the statue. The reason I'm knocking the statue down is it does give public order, but if I click here I've got to get all the way out here before I can take it to the next level. I can get more by building a governor's palace in this area, and again I really need to get some food in here, but that would be for the next turn. So oops, and I find it's really annoying actually to do it this way. And of course we got Liguria here, it's got the same problem. We've got an auditorium here. I'm going to knock the rally fields down. It may seem a bit weird, odd, but I don't want rally fields in there. I'm going to put rally fields in there, and also going to knock this guardhouse down because Sagustio is down here, and if we're in that situation where we got to need a garrison to defend Sagustio, we're going to be in trouble. So what I'm going to do now is, now we've done that, we're going to flip this round, and now we're going to go through the settlements here. Now I'm going to leave the church here purely and simply because we've got positive food, got a bit of cash, and I want to be able to recruit priests. Mauritania is, at the moment I'm quite happy to leave it the way it is, just to see how it goes. Up here we've got maintenance cost here. This is giving a little bit of public order. I'm quite happy to leave this here. Again, I'm going to leave this garrison tucked in here with this area here. Now what I am going to do is knock the fishing jetties down here. The reason being is that I want to build a military jetty here. Actually I could leave that for the moment and then just convert it. It's probably going to be more cost effective actually. And then what I will do is build military jetties here once I've got it sorted out, and then that will be used. I'm going to use a navy to kind of defend this fleet. Now this area I'm going to kind of trash most of it, strike from the outset. I'll keep the fishing jetties for the moment because I want to make sure that I need to get the food within my own provinces, so that get these built up before I actually knock down there, because what I don't want is empire wide kind of starvation. This area I think you can just sit for the moment. I think there I want to leave the gold mines in because they do give a little bit of boost to commercial buildings. As I say, I think you've got food, so you're okay. Dalmatia, you're over here. We're going to knock you down. We're certainly going to get rid of the rally fields. I'm going to leave these buildings in again for the same reasons. This one doesn't give any problems, so Lugnesis, we're gonna knock you down, get rid of the bathhouse. Terrorum, you're far enough away, you can afford to wait a little while. Get you down, knock you down, knock you down. I think we can knock them. Narbonensis, is about the only province where things are going to do well, and I'm going to leave the Taverna in here because I still want to be able to recruit spies, and the auditorium's hanging in here as well, so I think we're okay there. This is a potential problem area, so I want to knock that down here so that I can get some public order buildings in here, and what I will probably do is move the rally fields to somewhere like Carthenovo, which is a bit more Carthaginois. So let's do this in the correct order. I'm going to leave the church here in Insula Rocca but I'm going to knock the military jetties down. Again, this has got a little bit of food, and if we take this down we'll get rid of the squalor, and that should settle things down a little bit, and then we'll be able to drop something in here. Carthanesis, we're going to get rid of the church. We're going to get rid of the guardhouse in Talentum because that's right up in the middle of Iberia, and we'll put a recruitment area in here, and we're back to Ratier, whatever it's called. So that's the kind of initial knockdown. As I say, I'm not gone totally ballistic on the knockdown. Of course, what we're going to have to do is do the technology. I'm going to come straight out here so that we can get cohorts and also strengthen our navy up a little bit. And of course, what we're going to do also now is a bit of diplomacy. See, everyone really hates us. I mean, Lazica, Morians, oh, they're unfriendly. So, I mean, this is a normal kind of. Gassanids are over here. Well, they're too far away to be useful. The Franks, it's neutral deteriorating.
The guards will have me listen to you, but do not pass the day in words without merit.
No. I would love to have married her into the family. Eastern Roman Empire, well, they're going to stay with us come thick and thin. The Alamans don't like us, maybe.
Speak. Come on. Do not waste time.
No.
Better
Oh well. So here's the. So we've got the first one here. I've got a plan for the Swaby, but that's for turn 2. Hopefully they're going to go north, and I'm going to be able to do stuff. And of course we need bread and games in here just to try and stabilise this population. Now we are going to contest the battles in this end turn, so because I don't intend to give anything away unless I have to. So here come the Franks. So this is normally the first battle, and it says we shouldn't be able to win it, but we are going to contest it, purely because it's about weakening these forces down and trying to, well, just make them go away, give us an extra couple of, even, I mean, the nature of the Western Roman Empire is that even 2 turns will make a difference. It may seem, you know, I know a lot of you guys will say, oh, you know, it only postpones it for 1 or 2 turns, but that will make a big difference in this campaign, because every turn counts in this initial stage. I think once you get a bit of momentum, I mean, I have played the first 5-10 turns several times on this campaign just to get the feel of where things go. Now I am going to use a defence that was pioneered by Warrior Spartan in his Western Roman campaign, which is we're going to, basically it's called it's try kill the general. It seems if you can kill the general, you've got a little bit of a chance. Emphasis on a little bit. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to get our, because Saxons don't have any cavalry units to come roaring. Oh, I hate this thing. You've got to do it individually. It will never space them out separately. And what we're going to do is put the Sopianae here. We're going to put them on heavy shots. I think we'll put you guys here, put you on heavy shots. And I think we're going to put these guys here. Put them into Stulo. And we're going to back them up a little bit with these guys. I mean, they won't stand for long, but they might be able to get some missiles in. Of course, what we're going to do is put a very, very thin line here, but of course we're going to back them up immediately with these guys. I think that's about all we can do. Or should I do it the opposite way round? I think I might do it the opposite way round actually. Because I think these guys will have a thicker line, and I think these guys might be not quite so thin. Famous last words. They don't even stretch across the gap. Oh no, maybe I need to take them out. And we're gonna put you over here. Get this cohort behind. Nope. And we're going to get you here. So let's get up. Select our general, and we're going to go straight for. Going to get you. It's going to make it go a bit quicker. Oh. What I'm hoping is to get a kind of a flanking attack from this army here. So by having these guys attacking from behind, you have to keep an eye on how these fleets are going, but it's all gonna, win or lose, is gonna be on this battle. And we're doing very, very well here at the moment with because we got the flanking attack. Can't. Oh, these guys have got to die. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Don't do this to me. General didn't die, he's just run off. Come. Bugger. Oh well. Gonna have to bring you in here for some rear charges, and we're going to get you round here. It's not having the dead general effect. Eager general's alive, bugger. But maybe once he flees the battlefield, we might be able to. I want you guys round the back of here. And I want you hitting those. And you hitting those. It's going to slow the game up a bit. Actually, what I want to do is bring these guys in as a distraction. Shaken, general's fled, so we've got some negative effect. Maybe if we pile a little bit more flaming shot onto these. They won't kill many, but if we get some rear charges into these, then we'll get you guys coming in this way. If we get some rear charges,
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
we might be able to pull this off. Come on, Scout Equites, get off. I keep forgetting to take these guys off of charging. These guys are braking, and I want these guys coming in. Come on, come on, come on. I think you guys can push out this way. These guys can get into these. We may just get away with this. These guys are still... well, they're taking fire from the tower, which is good. I want you guys to... and these guys are... is this combat even? Losing decisively. Come on, break, 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 break. And I want you guys now into these. Come on, chase them. I think you guys can pop some fire onto those. Kind of thrown my... I think these Marines can get in.
Flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display. Break the lines.
Right. Want my Marines. And actually let's get the Scout Equites in for a rear charge. I think if we can get a rear charge on these spear units, because it says they're winning decisively, but you're just going to get kicked in the ass. Come on, come on.
Withdraw! The men have broken and are fleeing.
And these guys are going to come in behind. These guys are pouring in the fire here. So we got the Marines. Right. Scout Equites, I want you down here. These guys are well and truly busted up. I want you guys in as well. And we're going to bring you, General, over here.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Cavalry, I want you back this way. I don't want you getting involved in that fight. And I want you in here. And I want you just to keep whacking fire into these. Good, good,
The
good.
day is ours. They lie broken beneath the waves.
And who can come here? Secretary. I want you guys so you don't kill my own troops. And I certainly want to really beat these guys up. It'd be nice if I could get those guys, but probably won't. They'll probably make the red line. We might be able to get a few of them and then come back. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Those are 6, they're 19. Come on, after them. Well, the Western Romans intend to contest this and fight. So, there 9, get you. Oh, I'll get you across to there. Probably won't. Oh, there's only 4 of them anyway. I'll just destroy these. And that's Veteran Admiral. Achievement unlocked. Oh. Honestly, I don't know how you get a fleet of 2, 1 good ship and 1 very damaged garrison ship. Makes you a veteran thing. Of course, we're going to take on the, and that should kind of see the Franks, and the Swabi have gone the right way. That's very nice of them. So, because what I'm going to be doing is gifting the Swabi Rotomagus. Hopefully that will bring them on side. And here come the Quadrians. Oh, and they've actually gone for Sacrifice. Well, of course we're going to fight this, and this will probably be the last battle of this part, guys. See what type of settlement we get here. Oh, that was this one. This is always quite difficult to defend because of this large gap here, but we may be able to dish out a little bit of damage to them, make them regret that they've kind of come over here, and of course what we're going to do is greet them with some spies in turn 2 as well. So we've got this settlement here. Obviously we're going to put the barricade there. They're coming in from 2 sides, so they're coming in from over there, whereas they're like got a couple of javelin men coming in from over here. These are hidden. I think what we're going to do is put our Scout Equites out over here, and again the main defensive force, we're going to put you here, and we're going to try and, I mean, we're probably not going to hold this very well, and we're going to kind of put you behind the tower on heavy shots, and then we're going to put you guys are probably going to be charged with trying to hold this area when these units come in, and I'll just put you up here, put you back a bit, so that maybe, I mean it's going to be a bit of a desperate last stand, but actually let's put, what I want to do is put you right forward, and I'm just going to put you in there. And the reason I put these right forward is if the tower starts firing down here, this will actually shelter my cohort, but the tower may kill the enemy which comes that way. So now what I would like, they've got archers, good.
The enemy outnumbers us.
So what we're going to do is kind of see if we can swing around here, because it's the archers that are going to be the biggest problem. And if we can kind of get in round behind them, get these is the general. I doubt if we're going to be able to kill the general this time. Actually, let's get. Actually, no. Just keep firing on those. These guys have taken a fair amount of damage now on these, but there's not much we can do about it. I don't think this is going to go particularly that well. Where's my? I think get you off, get you in. Ha! Hopefully these guys will have the angle to give them position. And hopefully if these guys use the right, we've got into their archers. That's good.
They're at the walls. Beware. Our hidden units have been revealed.
Yep. And if we can get round and get out their second set of archers.
The enemy is attacking our general.
And we'll just break you off here. You don't need 2 units chasing those.
Enemy units have been rallied.
Right. Get you over here. Get a rear charge in on these guys.
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing.
Bugger.
The enemy has laid an ambush.
Get you guys in here. And I want you guys to get in and smack these archers from behind. We may have to play defend and draw the tower. These guys are going to go completely, but I think we can destroy this. Oh. Out, 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 out. And I think we can come over here.
This is a shameful display.
And we'll get you over here. It's going to come down to the... And I want you guys to see if we can kill their general. It's a long shot, a very, very big long shot, but... And I think if we can get these guys round... might be able to get in on these javelin men. They've used up all their ammunition, so...
The men have thrown down their weapons and are fleeing!
Oops, 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 out the way. These guys, the AI is gonna just congregate here. You guys, a bit more precision shot into these guys. We never know, we may be able to kill them. And I think what we're going to do is draw you round here and see if we can draw some of these up onto the...
One of our units can no longer fire!
Yeah, well, come up here, see if we can draw you onto the tower. Not that it's going to do much damage, but... And we're going to bring the... That's drawn the general back. No, it's not going to go as well as the last one, but I think if we can just hide these guys. Actually, let's put them on. Bring them this way. And what we're going to do is let them stand here.
Look! They're hidden units!
And what we're going to do is just let these guys come in and chuck some javelins if we can. They in range. Yeah, well, we've done a little bit of damage. And we'll get you forward. You can come back. Back. Be nice if we could. I think if we put these guys here and send those guys round.
Our men have given up and are running.
So you just stand there looking attractive, keeping the army focused. What we might be able to do is get in a kind of attack here against these German brigands, and out again. Got away without a disengagement penalty. So we're just gonna. How are you? You're still fresh and eager. I think we'll get you round by the tower now. Draw them onto the. Go on guys, just run around. And just gonna speed up even more, others will be here forever. And we're just gonna might be able to do is rear charge these guys.
The men's resolve is failing.
Okay. And we're just gonna chase you around here. Play round and round the roses. Oh, they've taken the tower now, so I think let's see if we can draw them, spread them out a little bit. And here we go. Gonna go straight in on this unit. And we're gonna out. Then we're gonna charge in again. Get a charge bonus. Yeah, but yeah, well. So we had a 2-to-1 kill ratio. I think the Quadrians are gonna at least pause for a little while before they come back, which will be good. Valiant defeat. So who are these guys? So settlement sacked, value of plunder, political favours, power acceptable but gained office, gratitude the court is accepted, current balance 48%. So we've now got this guy here, and the first thing we're going to do is get him married, and of course we're going to make him a governor. But where will we put him? I think we're going to make him a governor in Lusitania, purely and simply because that's one of my tends to be one of my problem areas, and of course the heir is going to be in Attila, and of course none of these other generals were much good, so what we're going to have to do is take a chance on, you're a fearless warrior, you're a fighter, and you're a master planner, and you're 20, and what we're going to do is put you in Aquitania. This is where I find out what a Turkey I've got. So boring. Authority, great. So public order -2. Yeah, goes without saying. We got a boring governor, but at least he's not a total turkey. So, and I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. I think we've kind of got off to a good foundation. We got 65,000 to spend on this turn to basically turn the food round, Our armies are now, I'll just move the armies while I'm talking about, thinking about it. We're going to get this army down into Guidia, that's going to help. Get this army down into here. We're going to move this army, it's going to kind of come down towards Lugdignum. This army, I want you to keep coming this way, and of course what we're going to do with the Swaby is, where are you, Swaby? I'm gonna.
My time is better spent feasting and hunting than listening.
Hopefully you
So
will
be
accept
quick
it.
with your chat.
Yes, thank you. That's that has two effects. It settles them down, and it also means that when other forces come down here, they will come up against the area. Vandals. I don't think that you're in my area now, so I can't actually do anything. I'd love to. Visigoths, you're still over there causing trouble. Lassica, you're over here. Gassanids. Yeah, I'd really love Garrett. Unfriendly, deteriorating, great. Franks, they're neutral. See if we
Greetings to you. I trust you come with honourable words that I
still
can
low.
hear.
Actually, I could. Let's see if there's anyone else here that's Franks.
We will gladly listen to your offers, but do not wrap them in lies. The spirits know truth.
Nope, still not interested. Oh well. Yeah, having these guys down here kind of hostile to us is not particularly that good. I mean, it'd be nice. It's nice if these guys. It says they're unfriendly. Gatuli. They're unfriendly but not changing. So maybe what we could do actually is.
Am I always to be disturbed by foreigners?
Offer them
if
a
it
gift.
is alms you
small
want,
gift.
talk
Maybe that
to my
will
major domo.
kind of. Because what I really want is to kind of sway these guys into
In time,
liking us.
two things always smell.
And
Fish and an invited guest.
give you that here. And the idea is we keep these guys peaceful enough so we can build up Tengris. This will kind of help secure this border rather than having to fight them. But I think this is where I'm going to leave it, guys. Hope you've enjoyed the episode, and this is episode 1 of what's probably going to be an epic campaign. So until the next time, whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.